Okay, so today I'm talking about orchestrating multiple intelligences and my name, which is Amy Andrus. Um, okay, so I'm going to talk about the intelligences because they went over it in the article, and I think it's important to go over. Um, Linguistic intelligence is the ability to understand and use spoken and written communication. Logical mathematical is the ability to understand and use logic and numerical symbols and operations. Musical is the ability to understand and use such operations as rhythm, pitch, melody, and harmony. Spatial is the ability to orient and manipulate three-dimensional space. Bodily kinesthetics is the ability to coordinate physical movement, like athletes and dancers and stuff like that. And the spatial is like someone like a architect or something like that. Naturalistic is the ability to distinguish and categorize objects or phenomena in nature. Um, Interpersonal is the ability to understand and interact well with other people. Intrapersonal is the ability to understand and use one's thoughts, feelings, preferences, and interests. And then the last one is existential, which is the ability to contemplate phenomena or questions beyond sensory data, such as the infinite. And that would be people like theologists and stuff like that. So we have in the article they talked about an internal orchestra, which I thought was really cool. In talking about this, they have interfere, compensate, and enhancement. So interference is someone like these are examples, is someone like that's good with social skills but lacks the ability to speak well, and so they might have a hard time making friends. And another one is someone that's a good reader but isn't so good in the math area, might spend more time reading, like they'll sit in the back of the room and read a book instead of working on the math, so that won't help them at all, so it'll like interfere with them developing different parts of their intelligence. And then compensation is like someone not being a good not being a good writer, but using their body language to present an effective speech, like politicians or like some of the presidents or whatever. That's what they mentioned in the article. And then doing a good paper, like getting a good grade in a paper because you write it with power, even though your argument isn't solid, so you don't really have a good foundation, but you write it with such authority and power that you get a good grade on it. And enhancement is someone with strong musical intelligence that might be stimulated to write poetry or creative stories. So even though they're more stronger in the musical intelligence, they might develop their excuse me, their linguistical intelligence or something like that. So, and then there's this lady in the article. Her name is Donna Schneider, and she worked in, I believe it was New York. She's a third grade teacher in New York, and she she started the Schneider's Inc., which is a real world publishing company for the third graders, because in their school they would do if there was upcoming events and performances and stuff for this Schneider's Inc., they would create programs, banners, advertisements, and other publicity materials for the clients or whatever. And she would have them turn in resumes and interview the students for the best spots. And they would have an editor, a sales manager, a typist, accountants, customer service representative, a designer, someone that there was a place for kids with all different kind of learning intelligences and where they were strongest at, and they would get real world experience with stuff like that. So that's a really good way of teaching, is getting all of the students to be able to be involved in real world activities so they can learn better. And that's what the article was about, was getting people to work together and to learn with their different intelligences and to help each other out and to be able to compensate with each other to be able to get something that's really nice. So that was basically what I got out of the article, is just working together and working with the different intelligences. Thank you.